Check, check. So this is gonna be a longer video. I'm gonna just flow with it and see where it goes. But I want to talk about how they attack us with their magic every day. Every day, all day, 24/7. So they attack us through the television, through the music, through the food, through manipulation of our senses. This whole matrix, this system, like, it thrives by keeping us under mind control. Right. That's why everything is set up. You know, everything is set up to keep us dumbed down, to keep us busy, right? Just to keep us off track, to keep us asleep, right? To keep us in this trance, doing this dance. Like, to rewind a little bit, talking about magic a little, how I was just thinking about how I ever really got led to this type shit. And what really opened the door and really introduced me to just the magic world that is a real thing, and that it is a natural part of who I am. But to rewind a little bit, I was heavy going down the rabbit hole of the whole woke culture and the pro-black thing, you know what I'm saying? The black conscious community thing. And I was listening, this is years ago, I was following a lot of different lecturers and philosophers and teachers in the black community. One of them that stood out to me that I was drawn to was Professor Griff. And he would talk about things, like he would talk about a lot of what everybody else was talking about, like as far as, you know, they was like, oh, the white man, the devil, we the chosen people of God, woo. You know, you get all of that shit. But like, that's just kind of that shit's designed to keep you at a certain level, you know what I'm saying, to really not go deeper into who and what you really are. But anyway, so it was a lot of that. But Professor Griff, he was also, like, he was one of the very few that he was actually talking about the science, right? He was actually talking about the music, and not only the words, right? Not only the words, which that's a big part of it, but even going deeper on a more subtle level, he was talking about frequency and vibration of the music, and why now you hear a lot of rap music. Think about today's music that's most popular, which is rap, gangster rap, you know what I'm saying? Is the most popular music on the planet, like, by far. Just, this is the most music that gets played on a daily. by people of all genres. You know what I'm saying? You can't turn on the TV and watch a commercial without hearing no rap music in the background. Let's be real. Anyway, we talk about the reason why when you listen to this music that you hear the lyrics super destructive, right? You hear the lyrics that's telling you to kill, to do damage, to cheat on your woman, to cheat on your man, to fuck your man, instead of fuck with your man, talking about you don't value no man, and bitches is fucking with bitches instead, and just all of the programming that goes on through the lyrics, right, of the rappers, right? That's the message that gets sent to all our ears. Not only the lyrics though, on a deeper level, then you got the deep bass, right? We're dealing with frequency and vibration. You know what I'm saying? You got them deep bass, you know what I'm saying, that is triggering our lower self, our lower nature, you know what I'm saying, our lower frequency, right? Triggering our lower self, and then you receiving the programming with the lyrics, right? And then things constantly being repeated over and over and over and over and over and over. All the music talking about the same shit. All of them got the same match, they say. But this is by design. You know what I'm saying? Like, of course, it becomes popular and it takes on a life of its own. That's by design. You know what I'm saying? But like, the repetition of it, you know what I'm saying? The repetition of it, we kind of get in this trance-like state that comes from this music, and they know everything to do to kind of get us in this trance-like state, you know what I'm saying, and get us perfect for subconscious programming, right? And give us and keep telling us the same thing over and over and over and over. Like I was talking to my nephew, like why you think every song you listening to is telling you about picking up this gun and go ride down on your ops and kill these niggas and to take this pill, right? And just to do all this fucked up shit. Like, why you think every single song you're listening to is telling you to do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, when I talk about they attack us with their magic every day, every single day. This is all day long. This is all day long. This is, and even on way more subtle levels, right? Because we dealing with the subconscious, right? Meaning we dealing with the subtle things. You know what I'm saying? It's the shit in the background that impacts the subconscious more than anything. That's the shit that the subconscious soaks up. You know what I'm saying? Like the shit behind the scenes, the shit underneath, right? Occultism is about dealing with the shit that's underneath, dealing with the subconscious mind. It's a war. It's a spiritual war. It's occult warfare. It's a covert war. You know what I'm saying? It's not a war that they openly just, and maybe they do these days more, but it's not a war that they just openly on the surface say, hey, we're your enemies and we're waging war on you every day. They don't tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they make us feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, they give us smiles and make us feel good. You know what I'm saying? But then behind the scene, They really just want to keep us in a state of servitude, right? To keep us slaving for them, to keep us feeding them and giving them our energy. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep us on a certain level of their mind control, right? So it's like I got into what I was about to say. I was about to say it even on more subtle levels than just like the music that you can listen to and shit like that. It's even think about like how often do you run in the store to get one thing, right? You go to the store to get one thing, and what happened? You come out this motherfucker with 15 different things. And we all do that all the time. All the time. You know what I'm saying? That's by design. This is subconscious programming. This is what I mean. Like, the real magic that's be done to it is done on levels that we typically aren't aware. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole thing when you say subconscious, meaning it's kind of just a program that's running in the background. You know what I'm saying? Why we just dealing with what's on the screen, you know what I'm saying? And not dealing with the program that's running in the background that's projecting us, or we don't really question where our impulses come from. You know what I'm saying? Today I was out of town and I pulled up at Burger King and got something to eat on my way out. You know what I'm saying? Like, consciously, I'm just like, I'm hungry. I ain't gonna go here because of this and this. I'm just gonna go to Burger King instead. Whatever that is, you know what I'm saying? It comes back to subconscious programming. You know what I'm saying? To an idea, a suggestion. You know what I'm saying? That's what the subconscious do. The subconscious is where we get our suggestions from. The subconscious. So like going down the street, right? A busy street, downtown, whatever, right? Especially if you're in the city, you know what I'm talking about. If you driving down the street, right, and all of these businesses, and why you think they got all of these businesses with all of these big ass signs high up in the air? All these big ass signs high up in the air with their company logo or whatever on it. You know what I'm saying? First, keep in mind that most of these corporations, most of their logos are made the way they are because it's has subliminal messaging to it, right? It's a hidden message that it has that's programmed into that logo, right? A decade ago, I fucking just went down the rabbit hole. I was just into learning about subliminal messaging, right? And like, see, consciously, we see this shit and we see it consciously and don't think of nothing about it. But subconsciously, right? Like I said, subconsciously is a program running in the background. So subconsciously, we're observing it, right? The subconscious loves riddles. It loves puzzles. It loves symbols, right? Our dreams just talk to us. It's just like a slideshow of a whole bunch of symbols. You know what I'm saying? Like, that seems to be the main language that the subconscious responds to, both ways, with the way that it speaks typically and with the way that it receives, meaning with the way that it's programmed. So you riding down the street not even, not even really even, you ain't paying no attention to all of these corporations and they signs up in the air, right? Think about how many signs and shit and billboards on the highway we ride past. We don't pay attention to them consciously. Usually, you might pay attention to one or two, right? But it's 1,000 that you didn't pay no mind to. You know what I'm saying? But that shit's, it's not there for our conscious mind. On the surface level, it's there for our conscious mind. It's up there to let us know that, hey, we're in business. If you're hungry, here, look at this sign. Come on, stop here, right? Yes, that's on the conscious level. You know what I'm saying? But on a deeper, on a subconscious level, that's why this motherfucker is big and it's up in the air. It's big enough for your subconscious to register it. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. Like I tell people when it comes to like making your vision board, like how lots of people, you make a vision board and put these pictures up and all this shit, right? But most people don't understand that when you make that vision board and you hanging up all these different desires, all these different outcomes that you're trying to reach, right? The process is not, it's not for your conscious mind, right? It's really, as far as the science, like the science to it is you put all of this shit up on this board, and what you really want to do is almost forget about it. Just leave it there. Just your intention is programmed into it, right? You don't need to focus on it with your conscious mind every day. You know what I'm saying? The idea is to bypass the conscious mind. Like most of the things in your house up on your wall, your pictures on your wall. You know what I'm saying? Like you not stopping by every day and paying attention and focusing on this picture of your grandma that's on your wall, right? Typically you're not doing that. You just paying no mind to it. It's up there for a reason, but you're not paying no mind to it, right? That's what that vision board be about. It's about subconscious programming. I set my intention in this and I'm gonna set it up here and forget it. That's coming back to magic. That's why I always, in magic, you constantly come back to set it and forget it, right? If you go do a magic ritual for something, do the magic ritual and then put the ritual part out of your mind. Like, focus on getting the shit done or whatever you want, but put the whole, your conscious mind doesn't need to be focused in on the magic itself. Because for whatever reason, the subconscious works a lot better when it doesn't have the ego in the way, constantly trying to tell it, do this and do that, do this and do that, right? Because it's no match, right? Like the ego, your conscious mind is no match. Your conscious mind is no match for the subconscious. Like, anyway, let me hit this again. But there's all these ways, man, that they do their magic on us. They do their magic on us, man. You go in that store for one thing and then come out with 15 things. Why is that? And it happens all the time with all of us, with the majority of us for sure. You know what I'm saying? That's by design. That's a program. So when you go in this store, when we go inside this store, see, consciously, we not worried about how things are set up. You know what I'm saying? All throughout the store. But things are set up a certain way in the store for that reason. Like, why you think they'll put this bottle of this barbecue sauce that had this high ass price, and then they put this lesser brand right next to it with this low ass price, so you can see the entire layout, bro. Especially if you go to Walmart, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a reason the flowers are positioned in this area of the store. It's a reason we got this medication right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything is designed, bro, to trigger our subconscious into doing what they want us to do, into spending our money. You know what I'm saying? Um, the whole time, like, consciously, you thinking you saving money on this and money on this. You know what I'm saying? When the whole thing was you buying shit you don't even need. That you buying shit you didn't even want to buy. You had this shit wasn't on your mind to buy, but it gets structured in a way to where now you think you getting a deal, or you think you cutting some kind of corner, or you just acting off impulse without even thinking about, why did I come here for one thing and then I got 10 things and I do this all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is subconscious programming. This is what I'm talking about. Like, we under magical spells every single day. Like, bro, this is spiritual warfare out here. That's why a lot of people that seem to be into some of this shit, I be encouraging people to study and learn about magic. The reason why, because when you start learning about magic, magic is going to take you directly to learning about your mind and how to control your mind, how to use your mind in a way that is going to be impactful for you on the positive end or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Um, when you start learning about magic rituals or certain principles, then you start learning about how those same principles is somebody already implementing that shit on you. It's by design. It's usually the average person, you know what I'm saying? We usually comprehend magic in one or two ways, right? We either accept it as being hocus pocus, fairy tale, pull a rabbit out of a hat type shit, or we accept it to be evil and the devil, and if you fuck with it, you're gonna spend an eternity in hell. That's typically is one or the other that we, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's only a very, very, very small percent of people that really start to want to do the due diligence to actually learn about, like, no, what's this shit really about? Because learning, as soon as you get into magic, that shit's taking you directly to your fucking mind and how to control and use your fucking mind, your fucking imagination. Above all, learning about magic is going to send you directly to your imagination, to using your imagination. It's going to send you directly to learning about your subconscious and how to program and reprogram your mind. That's what it is. And that's like why it's always been all of the different tactics to keep us away from it, to keep us away from tapping into our spiritual self on any level. Like, it's always been all of these tactics to keep us away from that, to keep us dumbed down, to keep us asleep and obedient, right? And then even when you get to tapping in this shit, even when you get to learning how to use or how to direct your spiritual energy in a way then it's still we still dealing with programs, like, because then when I do learn how to program my mind to do something, you know what I'm saying? Like, what do I want to use it on? You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to use it on, I need this car, right? Okay, I need a better crib, right? I want to fuck that bitch and that bitch and that bitch, right? You know what I'm saying? So it's like layers of programming. You know what I'm saying? Then we got to get beyond that shit. And then, you know what I'm saying? And it's like a spiral. You know what I'm saying? And but anyway, let me hit this because I'm getting off track. Yeah. Yeah, it's every second of the day, man. Every second of the day, they coming at us. Through everything. You notice how, bro, you can't watch nothing on TV anymore without seeing something homosexual. Like, something, and I'm not talking shit on nobody's behavior. I mean, I ain't nobody to do what you do. That's your business. But I'm speaking towards the programming. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a programming. This is that agenda. I ain't gonna call it what it is because, like, YouTube weird. Like, they get to flagging shit and doing all kinds of shit. But they've had that agenda in place for a long time. Even like when I watch shit way back in the day that I used to watch when I was young. Like lately, I've been popping up and watching some old WWE back when it was WWF back in the day, and WCW, like some of that shit. When I was a little kid, I was a real fanatic, a real wrestling fanatic. You know what I'm saying? But that's when I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't watched none of that shit in many, many, many years. Here recently, you know what I'm saying, I've been it's been popping up on YouTube, you know what I'm saying, like some of them that old shit back then. And I've been noticing, like, even with the WW, like back then, now I'm watching it and I just realized, like, bro, they just was doing a whole lot of zesty shit, like for absolutely no reason, bro. Like I was like, yeah, like wrestling was really they was zesty than a motherfucker, bro. You know what I'm saying? And that was the programming, right? And then you see the shit in full effect. You know what I'm saying? And that's just anyway. Yeah. Every day. When you study them corporations and they logos and shit, right? Like I ain't did like I if I was to, like if you was to really like this Puma logo, like on a conscious level, on the surface, it just looked like a tight little, a cool ass little design. You know what I'm saying? Like if we was to take the time to break it down and dig off into that and be like, okay, why is your tail like this right here? You know what I'm saying? Your body is just like that. Why? You know what I'm saying? But we'll most likely, you know what I'm saying? Like we could most likely decipher it and then be like, okay, this is why this is, you know what I'm saying? And that's how, that's just That's just what it is. Like shit. Yeah. That's why the mind, the subconscious responds so good to like sigil magic. Right? Sigil magic is when you'll take your intention on whatever it is that you wanting to manifest, and you go through a process and you take that tension and you just write or something, turn it into a symbol. You know what I'm saying? Use some kind of method that takes that intention and turns it into a symbol, an image, right? It's going to be an image, a subliminal message. You turn that intention into a subliminal message, right? And then you charge it through whatever method you use. You charge it, meaning you do something that is going to make it have an impact on the subconscious mind. You know what I'm saying? You're going to use a method to where to make that symbol trigger the subconscious mind, to make the subconscious mind respond to it in some kind of way. That's what this shit's about. It's all dealing with the occultism is really only dealing with digging into all of this shit. Digging into all of this shit and seeing what's underneath. You know what I'm saying? And what you finding out that's underneath all this shit is pure fuckery. That's what I'll be seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of this shit is pure fuckery. All of it to keep us from knowing who we are, where we came from, why we here, where we going. It's all just to, this whole system is just designed to keep us occupied, to keep us busy with life. That we ain't got no room to deal with nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all structured to keep us away from ourselves. Every single second of the waking day, like, it's something to keep you occupied with something outside of yourself. That is the matrix. That's the way this thing is designed. So I'm probably getting about to wrap it up. Where we at on the time? Oh damn, 30. Yeah, that's hella long. But anyway, like, dude, I was reading some shit and homie said, like, it's a reason. It's like, it's a reason why you walk in Walmart in the first thing and they got the flowers right there. Or in a lot of grocery stores or some markets. You might walk in there and say, you notice it got the flowers by the door. That's a scent from the flowers and shit. They, right? Because they manipulate, you know what I'm saying? They they get us by manipulating our senses, right? You know what I'm saying? And he made a lot of sense. He's like, this is why you might walk in that door and then boom, the flowers is right there and you getting this scent. You know what I'm saying? That's hitting you. That in itself is triggering off certain impulses and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, that really interested me. You know what I'm saying? And wherever you work at, your job, you know what I'm saying? Go to your job and just you might just start noticing, you know what I'm saying? Like, you thinking everything is just set up, you know what I'm saying? And the whole the structure and all that shit, it just is the way it is. But whenever you go there and start asking yourself questions like, okay, but like, why is this like right here? Why is, you might, you know what I'm saying, start asking some questions and finding out, you know what I'm saying, like that there be a reason behind a lot of things. A lot of things that we just think are just because. It's just because. Like, it wasn't no deep thought or no science behind it. It's just like that just because it's like that. You know what I'm saying? But like, the people that rule this world, they don't just think on no, they don't just deal with reality on a conscious level. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're totally um they totally into dealing with reality on a subconscious level, like every phase of it. Why do you think everything's fucked up and everything's just designed to keep us like down in everything, bro? Like, look at the entertainment that we get, look at the education system, look at the justice system, it's fucking sports, like any and everything. Like, it's the Matrix, bro. One of the hardest programs to break was growing up a sports fanatic, right? And when it comes to pro sports, you know what I'm saying, and even some upper college levels, but when it comes to the sports that's really piling in the money, like, you thinking all that shit's real because you've been watching it your whole life, and you've been conditioned to take, like, it's all been programming, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you can't see that NFL is bullshit, bro. You know what I'm saying? If you really can't see all of this scripted shit in there, NBA all the same, you know what I'm saying? It's because they gave us wrestling back in the day from the jump, right? They gave us professional wrestling, and it was so obvious and openly scripted, right? That we accept that to being fake, right? We accept wrestling for being fake. But you think all this other shit is real? Right now, bro, it's been programming. You know what I'm saying? Is that they just wasn't so openly, you know what I'm saying? But it's been like that for a reason. It's a reason why wrestling is the one that just seems so openly, and everybody, you could tell that everybody's actors and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? That's for a reason. So we say, okay, now that's fake. We know that's fake. So you're not questioning this other shit because this other shit ain't as openly and just, even though now it really is, like, if you really just watch this shit now, like, it's really it ain't like it was back in the day. Like, now all of them sports, like, nigga, that shit really just kind of be blatantly wide in the open, right? You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of like watching a movie, like, you just go with it, right? You had this suspension of disbelief, or what is it? Suspension of belief or disbelief. Yeah, like, suspension of disbelief is what they say. Like, this is why we go to the movies. This is why we're able to get into a movie and really be into it. You know what I'm saying? And watching to see what happens, and you be like, oh, you stupid. Don't run there. Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? It's like, because we had that a moment, they call it suspension of disbelief, right? Well, we know this on this TV screen. We know this is acting. We know this is just a movie, right? But it's a part of ourselves where we'll suspend it, you know what I'm saying? And allows us to experience it more intimately, more, you know what I'm saying? More like I'm there. Like, this is really happening. You know what I'm saying? Type shit. Anyway, it's all programming, man. Don't be mad about the NFL shit and all of that. It took me a long time. It took me a long time to really, whenever, it just came a point, like, you just had to accept it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay. The Colts are my favorite team. You know what I'm saying? Peyton Manning was my favorite player. You know what I'm saying? For many, many, many years. I was a fanatic. But it came to a point, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was really like, once he was going to the Super Bowl with the Denver Broncos and shit, and it's like, it came to a point where I was just, oh, okay. Like, this is a script. You know what I'm saying? Like, homie ain't good no more like that. Like, he all broken up, barely moving around, really. And, I mean, shit, bruh. But it's just, that's just the nature of the programs. This is the thing. These programs, like, they're supposed to break down, bro. You know what I'm saying? We want them to break down. Like, we don't want the whole, like, we don't want the whole shit to break down at once, and then we go crazy, end up in a nut house, or end up committing suicide. You know what I'm saying? But we want these programs to gradually fall apart. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't really want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't, like, to me, I feel like the idea is to eventually break out the chains, right? And a lot of this shit we be in love with, and who wants to break out the chain of something that you in love with? You know what I'm saying? Not me. I mean, this is why, like, it's so hard to get rid of bad habits, is because you talking about getting rid of something that you in love with, that you love doing. It just is what it is, I guess, you know. But yeah. But just the whole world, bro. All that shit, all that shit. So when we talking about this world being an illusion, this all the shit I've been talking about, this is all the type shit, bro. Why whenever a person say, like, nigga, this shit is an illusion. Like, this, that's what this is meaning. You know what I'm saying? I mean, everything's been set up. You know what I'm saying? Everything's been set up. Like, in the Truman Show, they go a little further with it, but that too, like, cause they said everything is set up to where it's like, he's like, man, that sky, that's not a real sky. So that's a prop. These are all props. This ain't real sand on the beach, bruh. This ain't water. This ain't real. Like, these is props. This is a stage. This is a stage that you think is real. If you ain't watched the Truman Show, watch it. You know what I'm saying? It's like he believes all of this is reality, but everybody else is, like, pretty much in on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody else is like, I don't know. Watch that movie if you ain't watched it. It's pretty cool with Jim Carrey. Um, yeah. So anyway, that's that. I'm gonna wrap it up. I guess it comes back to, um if you're not into practicing magic, that's cool. Everything ain't in for everybody, which you practice the shit unconsciously all the time anyway. The way they got it set up is just that most of the things that we're doing unconsciously is things that are working towards our detriment instead of the other way around. But anyway, I think I said all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it at that. And Take what resonates, leave what don't.